Before we begin, let's review what parts will be needed for the installation. For both the RAC 4 and the RAC 4 XT, you will need the installation guide, the controller box, the hardware bag containing the mounting screws and other required hardware, the AC power adapter, the swipe or insert reader, the magnetic lock or electric strike, and, if required, the RAC's exit button. Prior to starting the installation, be sure to read the installation guide carefully. We'll begin with the RAC 4 installation. The first step for the installation is to choose a proper location for the controller box. This should be a secured location or high enough on the wall to restrict public access to the control unit. Next, remove the controller box panel by lifting it and sliding the tabs out of the box. This will give you more room to work. Install the peripheral units, card reader, electric strike, magnetic lock, etc., according to the instructions provided for each device. After routing all the peripheral wires for the card reader, locking device, and other peripherals to the controller box, choose one of the knockout holes and prepare it by tapping out the center tab. Install the strain relief adapter in the hole and then pass the wires through. Be sure you have enough wire length to make the connections to the circuit board. Secure them by tightening the compression nut. Depending on your installation environment, at this point you can continue making wire connections for the setup or install box to the wall using the hardware provided. To ensure a proper connection to the controller terminals, strip the wire about 3/16 to 1/4 of an inch, then bend it back, insert it in the terminal, tighten the connection screw, and do a pull test. Using the chart provided in the installation guide, or the one on the inside door panel as a reference, make the proper wire connections to the terminals. Terminal J1, J2, and J3 for card reader, terminal J18 and J19 for locking device, terminal J8 for RAC's exit button. Next, remove the access tab for the AC power adapter's wire. Insert the wire and secure it in the control box using the strain relief bushing. Then connect the adapter to the power terminal. Now you can set the SW2 access delay switch to the proper setting using the chart provided in the installation guide or the one located on the inside door panel. After plugging the power adapter into the wall outlet, check to see that the board lights up. Flip the bypass switch SW3 to the on position and verify that the locking device is operational. You are now ready to program the controller using the J5 programming port. Finally, replace the door panel. For a more permanent installation, bend the door tabs in about 30 degrees. The RAC 4 XT installation is the same as the RAC 4 with a few notable differences. The first of these is that the RAC 4 XT controller board can receive data from two separate swipe or insert readers, one in ports J1, J2, and J3, the other in J12, J13, and J14. Refer to the installation guide for the proper positions for these connections. Note that both readers will activate the same locking device. The second difference on the RAC 4 XT is that the power adapter has to be wired directly into the power supply in the controller box. The RAC 4 XT also has available an optional relay expansion board. Note on the installation guide chart that the position of the normally closed, the common, and the normally open terminals differ from our previous 3.5 model. The RAC 4 XT, unlike the RAC 4, has an optional battery backup which needs to be connected into the system. Finally, a second, larger strain relief adapter is provided to accommodate the additional wires in the RAC 4 XT system.